Homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. Homage to Master Dubden Dorshi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. The transformation of Adharma Buddha, the Mahottara Heruka, the all eyes of Vajra, whole body eyes Vajra, Simu, Tanjung Katsu, Dubden City, Dubden Kama, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma lectures, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma teaching assistants, and all disciples present here and online everywhere. So, I would like to announce for next Sunday, April 19th, at 3 p.m. we will perform Amoga Pasa Avalokitesvara Homa fire offering ceremony. So this Avalokitesvara or Guan Yin is, what is special about this Guan Yin is that she is non-empty, and will fulfill all your wishes. So she will bind all the good things to you and all the bad things away from you. So this Amogapasa Avalokitesvara has a very high position among all the other Guan Yins or Avalokitesvaras. Every time we perform this Amogapasa Homa, there would be many people registering for primary supplicants. And primarily because she will fulfill all wishes. Whatever you pray to her, she would bestow upon you. That's why she's called the non-empty binding Avalokitesvara or Amogapasa. Returning non-empty. That's the mantra. Om Amoga Pisaya Om Hom Pancha. The mudra, the joint palms, and the finger, the thumbs crossing, and the index fingers either touching each other or on top of each other. And today we had the Mahottara Heruka Homa. So we can say that this deity is the Vajra body, transformation of the Adharma Buddha. And he's with the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities. There are 42 peaceful deities, and then 58 wrathful deities, altogether 100. So he encompasses very broadly. And Adharma Buddha is the primordial Buddha. And the Vajra name is whole body eyes Vajra. Eyes all over the body, all the skin pores are eyes. So his whole body's eyes Vajra. Typically radiating light, white, red and blue, but for him, 100 kinds of lights. So he has tremendous power. There are many miracles practicing this deity. Just now, actually, I am a sick person too. And out from the hospital only for a month, then I conducted the grand spring ceremony for the Surangama Sudden Wealth secret practice only within a month after exiting the hospital. So don't underestimate the condition after getting out from the hospital. It's only 20 days. And then there are a lot of aftermaths. So what kind of illnesses do you have? On the surface, you can't tell. Actually, from head to toes. There are after effects from the hospitalization. First is your digestive system. It was just being cut and reconnected. In the past, I was very normal, standard, on the set time for the defecation and the bowel movement and the urination, and now it's irregular. It's not regular. So what does this mean, being irregular? I've read the book in the past that there's a fruit called the straight colon fruits, which means whatever you eat, it would exit from your body immediately. That's how my guts are now, my intestines. Whenever you eat, very soon it would get out. So from the mouth to the exit, it's very fast. Right after you eat, immediately you have to let it out, as if your guts or your intestines is a straight line. In the past, it was very simple, once in the morning, once at night. But now, every time I eat, then I have to go. If you don't eat, then of course there's nothing to excrete, but once you eat, so I've become a straight gut person. So just now, during the Mahotara Heruka healing, I touched my abdomen, my guts area. And that's the after effects. And then you would be shocked to awake. The pain and the illnesses in the hospital, even after you get out, you still feel as if you're in the hospital, like you would be woken up in the middle of the night. And then you train yourself. This is at home, not in the hospital. It's a traumatized. You can rest peacefully at home. You don't have to be waken up all the time, like in the hospital. And then I have the reflux, the acid reflux. So the pillows have to be higher, otherwise the stomach acid, reflux would go back up.
一冲上来，你马上就醒过来。
And then you would wake up because of that.
一股酸气冲到
And the acid taste in the mouth.
咳嗽，
And you would cough.
这个好像是红起来的地方就会阵痛。
And then the wound would be pained, would be in pain. So all these problems appeared.
再来，脚气，
And then swollen legs.
坐着脚要抬起来，
When you sit, you have to lift up your legs. So there's no water retention.
脚会肿起来。
It would so the water would go up. Otherwise, you would have swollen feet,
就移不动啊。
and you would feel heavy. You cannot move. These are all the after effects. And then leg pain.
那个脚啊，叫做什么？叫做
The legs.
垫部、垫中肌，垫中肌会酸痛，
It can
走路都不。
sore and
你说要爬山，
tremble and like a cramping. So you're telling me to to go hiking, to travel, to visit
山啊，
places, but you don't feel like moving about because your legs are in pain and discomfort. And whenever you move, you feel
再加上啊，
unwell.
自己全
Oh, how would you want to go anywhere? And then you feel weak all over the body.
不着啊， 几乎都快没气了。
You barely can breathe, like you have no more energy or
你说还能够去哪里？
air or spirit.
四大名山啦、
So how can you travel anywhere?
全山、
Traveling the 4 famous mountains, it's Mount Qingchen, returning there, going to Mount Ermei, Mount Jiuhua, Mount Butuo,
到五台山，
Mount Wutai.
还能游四大名山吗？
Can you visit all those famous Buddhist mountains?
你脚都在痛哎，
You have leg pains.
走一步你都痛。
It feels like it's a candle in the wind. Just taking one step is painful. So I wobble when I walk.
脚气又重，
And then the water retention is
人
bad.
都瘦，就是肚子大。
And the whole body has lost weight except the abdomen area.
要帮你
And I heard
肚子弄得大大的，
before the
容
operation,
易看到你。
they wanted to expand your abdomen so they could see. They let you take something to expand the
肚子大起来，
abdomen area, the guts area. But then after they did that, it did not return to normal.
你浮力挺身都可以。
So I could do a lot of exercises, like push-ups and moving the legs, but not the abdomen area. I could not exercise the area, the abdomen.
害我这个那个内裤丢掉好多件，很多
So
的内裤我
I had to throw away all the tight underwears. I could not wear them anymore.
现在很麻烦呢。
So it's very troublesome, so many of them.
你说好吗？开车去看看外面的风景嘛。
So why don't we drive around to look at the sceneries, the nice greens and waters,
月亮，
and the sun and the moon and the skies and the stars. And then it turned out to be cloudy.
我心里也阴天呢。
And it's cloudy in my heart too.
你不要想到自己的年龄啊，想到我自己
Don't think about your own age. When I thought about my age, oh, my heaven, how old are
从
you?
来没有想过自己的年龄呢。
I never thought about my age in the
回
past.
台湾
When I was 66,
10年，
I returned to Taiwan and worked really hard for 10 years until I was 76. Half year in Taiwan, half year in America for 10 whole years, for 10 years, consecutive
没
years.
有感觉到老啊。
I did not feel age at all then
我到76岁没感觉。
until I was 76.
这一次病痛
But the illness this time,
有一个阴影，一个阴影。
it left a trauma. It left
这个阴影就是
remained a cloudy
你快乐不起来，
cloudiness
让你快乐。
that's depression and cannot make you happy. You don't feel joy anymore. In the past, I often said, you living for a day, you should be happy for the day. Living for the day, you should be grateful for the day. And living for the day, you should cultivate spiritually for the day. But where is your happiness now?
我现在变成了生为忧患啊，
Now,
死为安乐。
I am like, there's no joy in living, and there would be peace in death.
就是忧患，
So living is sorrow and problems,
算是安乐。
and only happiness and peace in death.
生为忧患，死为安乐，有这种念头产生。
So I have this thought these days
我也要
that living is sorrow and death is joy. So I'm learning about doesn't care, no big deal, unaffected. It's fine. I want to live the day with joy and healthily, and I have to overcome all my problems now. So I prayed to Mahotara Heruka
把我的头一直到我的心里，
from the head
到我的肠，
to my
我
heart
的脚，
to my guts to my legs.
我全身拍打。
I tap on my whole body.
你让我快乐起来。
To return the joy to me.
阿达尔玛佛，
Mahotara Heruka, Adharma Buddha, Mahotara Heruka,
请加
Whole Body Eyes Vajra, please bless Grandmaster Lu
我的信众，
and all
他们的病痛
faithful followers so that all the illness and pain can be eradicated and so that they have joy in their hearts.
的求，
That's how I prayed.
我自己也求啊。
I prayed for myself too.
我不能够
I cannot
像红中诸浊一样，
like the candle in the wind,
要灭不灭的，不能
flickering, almost extinguished. I should not live my days like that.
必须要克服我身上的
I
所有
have
的问题。
to overcome all the bodily problems that I'm having now.
表面上看起来，我还是好好的，
On the surface, I look fine.
我不要去想自己的年纪啊，
I don't want to think about my age. Not thinking.
这里面年纪大的比我年纪大的还有
There are several. There are many who are older than I am
更多。
and even more younger than I am.
但是一定要坚强起来。
But we need to be strong. We have to be happy. I encourage myself. I often think that way before.
平一天，
Having a day to live, we cultivate spiritually for the day. Having a day to live, be grateful for the day. Having a day to live, be happy for the day.
我自己快乐不起来。
But I cannot lift up myself. I cannot lift up my spirit. How can I teach everyone to be happy?
我自己一定要健康起来。
I have to become healthy again.
大家看我走路，
So you see me walking.
前2、3个
That's right.
痛的，
The first 2 to 3 weeks,
都会
it was so painful that I could not even
最近
take a
也
step.
稍微好一点。
And this past few days, it's slightly better.
痛的感觉，
There's still pain and soreness, but not as bad as before.
我已经在挣扎了，挣扎。
I've been struggling to live on.
我克服了胃食道逆流，
I have overcome my acid reflux and my shocks in the middle of the night and my swollen legs and water
克
retention
服了这个肠胃，
and my intestinal problems, but not completely yet.
但是我已经尽力了，
I've done my best.
我已经尽力了。
I have given the best effort.
我一直在尽力，把自己
I will continue to try my best
让自己的晚上睡眠好，
so that I can sleep well at night
在
again.
法座上都可以睡觉。
I could sleep everywhere, even on the Dharma throne before, but not anymore.
只是眼睛闭起来，
I just closed my eyes, but I could not fall asleep. I can't fall
这
asleep.
个没想到
Little did I know that with the small
小
operation,
小的一个开刀，血流了那么多，
I had to bleed so much.
是输血也输蛮多的。
And I also got lots of blood transfusion, 4 big bags of
在我
blood
身上
in my body now.
我自己要把自己原来本身的贫血
So I have
自己
to recover my own anemia too, so that my body can generate a new blood, so that I have more spirit and energize.
不是靠这个莲益法师、
I rely all to Master Lien
莲
Yi
奇上师，
and Master Lien Qi to take care
还
of
有
me,
佛清佛奇，
and for Qing for Qi, the 2 of them.
他们都是白天都来照顾我，佛清跟佛奇，
They come in the daytime to take care of me, my daughter and son,
还有这个莲益莲奇，
and Lien Yi, Lien Qi, the 2 masters.
这样24小时这样照，
So taking care of me 24 hours
这样过日子。
round the clock. That's how I live my days.
偶然来看看我，
And Simu that occasionally came to see me,
病，
and she's sick herself.
我不忍心看他病，
I can't bear to see her being sick.
那个维摩诘要带我走了，
Otherwise, when Vimalakirti was going to bring me away, I would have gone. the suffering of being ill. So I'm truly sympathize all those sick disciples every time I'm giving blessings to them. I feel that they are quite pitiful. I feel very compassionate toward them. I should encourage myself and become stronger. I understand everything. However, I feel, and I like to thank you all, and just gratitude, no others than gratitude. I also love my disciples. I always feel it's good to be Jajilamu. You can go anywhere. Now all through Buddha's school, temples and centers enshrine her, and she can go anywhere. She's free and at will. She's not bound by a physical body. Now I finally understand why Lao Tzu said that his only trouble is his body. So his sorrow or trouble is because he has a physical body. So what other sorrows would you have without the physical body? Like Jajilamu. Without the body, what trouble would you have? I can appear everywhere in the whole cosmic space, everywhere. Because what other trouble do I have? Because of the body. And it's the same for everyone. So sentient beings are really pitiable. We should feel sympathy or compassion toward them. That's how I feel. That's how I think. Sakyamuni Buddha says. That's right. The turbidity of calamities. The transformation of the world is always amidst the turbidity of calamities, the volcanic eruptions, create calamities, earthquakes, floods, fire, rain, storm. So that's the turbidity of calamities. And then the turbidity of views. Whatever you see are all defilements, contaminants. What you hear, what you feel, what you touch, those are all the turbidity of views or perceptions. So, the evil world of five turbidities, how could there be no calamities?
好，我们不谈这个了。
Let's not talk about that. It's a sad,
谈了就觉得想到一个陷阱。
saddening, depressing if we talk about it. Q&A from Malaysia, 莲花初号.
还有2个疑问。
There are 2 questions.
弟子在初学时，
When I was a beginner, I once heard, and later also from Dharma brothers, that reciting 100-syllable mantra in one single breath without interruption is especially remarkable. However, I observed that most practitioners recite it in segments, pausing to breathe. So, Grandmaster, please advise, is there a difference in merit and benefits between these 2 methods, between one breath and then several breaths? Is it to train the breath or to maintain uninterrupted mindfulness or for other reason? When I chant 100-syllable mantra, I never chant it in one breath. Anybody can? Anybody? And you just take one breath, and then you hold your breath, and then complete one recitation of 100-syllable mantra. Of course, maybe you can force it once. Of course, someone may raise their hand, and they can do it, but I never do it that way. I want to chant it in many breaths. That's not a question. It's not a problem. Merit, as long as it's once, it's once. The same merit. It doesn't matter. So 1 breath, there's a merit, and no 2 breaths. Then let's not breathe. Why don't you just chant 100 times in 1 breath? Then you would stop breathing. And that's even better. Is there such a thing about this? 1 breath or more, and there's merit and no? Who said so? I've never heard of it. Have you heard of it?
第二个，弟子另听闻一个善巧法门。
Second, I heard a skillful a method to record all the empowerments and transmission received in this lifetime in a small booklet and called the record of Dharma heard. And to have it cremated together with you when you die. It can help prevent falling into the lower realms for 1 or 2 lifetimes. Or 2 lifetimes. I wonder if this is something we can practice. And then I noticed some have recorded in the computer or websites for all those empowerments. If these electronic records can be printed out and used at the time of death, can they provide some convenience, support, and benefit as mentioned in the record of Dharma heard? Oh my gosh. This is hair on the bottoms. Right? Whether there's hair on your bottoms or not, is that your business? What problem is there? What is helpful, what is not? What is merit, what is not? You have to remember all your empowerments. And then the transmissions can be taken note. Yeah, you can of course take notes, but it doesn't have to be burned together with your body. You know, when you're cremated and then someone forget to put the book, then you will not die, and you still remember, and then you have to get it on your body so that you can be burned together. You know, or before you die, you want to take it on you. You have no time. And you would forget where you have it. And you have no time to take it with you. So that's hair on the bottoms. You have no issues and you're looking for troubles asking these questions. Can you have hair on your bottoms? This is like looking for hair on a turtle or on an egg. You know, you have to record empowerments, transmissions, lineages, everything has to be noted down, and then if it's burned together with you, you will generate merit. Let me tell you, at the moment of death, and also computer software, and electronic records together, is there something wrong with you? You're trying the idioms, looking for horns on a rabbit or hair on a turtle. Because rabbits have no horns and turtles have no hair, so no such thing. Why are you overthinking? And you have the question, but I have no answer. Really. At the moment of death, how could you remember all these things? You wouldn't be able to. If you can remember it's just Amitabha, no Amitabha, that's good enough. You know, when I was in the hospital, lying there, and then sitting up every day practicing, I couldn't even sit. I couldn't even lie. Couldn't even sleep well. It's been hard to chant a hiking sutra. And if you can hiking sutra once, that's good enough. And then all the ghosts in the hospital around you, surrounding you all the time and binding you, your legs, your feet, so you can't move. And then if you can just chant Amitabha, all the bondages would break. If you can remember and can chant just Amitabha once, that's good enough. Even if you shout and cry for all day long, nobody will help you. Only your yidam, your main deity, can help you. Just chant their names or their epithet. Do you remember? Can you remember at such a time? That's the key point. It's the same when I was in the hospital. I was bound on my legs and hands, and I cried out several times, and nobody saved or helped you. And then he was falling asleep, fell asleep. Nobody helped me, only by chanting Na Amitabha. The bondages broke apart. And then I asked Lien Yi, did you see me struggling? And he said, no. I was bound and held in bondage by those formless beings, and he was sleeping really well, soundly. And Lien Qi, because he snores very loudly. When he sleeps at night, he snores very loudly, like thunderous. So I called Lien Yi instead, softer. He's like, let me see. How do I say?
连起的睡觉的声音就打雷。
Lian Qi's sleep sound is like thunder. And Lian Yi's sound is like
瀑布的声音是大一点的。
Like the waterfall, a little less like so between like rapids and waterfalls. And of course, when I sleep at night, I also do produce some sound myself too. Generally speaking, it's very rare for men to have no sound at all. It's just like the loudness. It's just a different volume. So I am used to sleeping alone. So I have to sleep alone. I need to sleep first. Then I don't mind others. I don't mind falling asleep. But before I fall asleep and other people are sleeping already, then I would have difficulty falling asleep that night. In the hospital, I really want to get up, wear my clothes, open my own cabinets, and then just put on my clothes, call a taxi, and secretly go home to sleep. And then the next morning, I secretly come back to the sick bed. That's what I wanted to do. But could I? No, I could not. You could not even move yourself. You know, just to get off the bed, and the bed would give a siren, like beeping, to tell others that you're not on the bed. There's such a bed. And second, as soon as I get up, I wanted to change my outfit, and I only had a gown, a thin gown. No top, no bottom, just like a hospital gown. And then there's this device and a box in front of my chest, monitoring my heartbeat 24 hours a day. If your heartbeats just pause a little bit, and immediately they would notice and come. And that's heavy and pressing on your chest, on your heart. And then tubes and IV here and here for the blood transfusion. And the catheter. Oh, you know that? You're bound everywhere. Whole body. How could you leave your sick bed? Just imagine how suffering you are. And then every 3-4 hours you have to be blood taken. Your blood has to be taken to be tested. Can you live such a day? And the bill is $230,000 US. So you're spending money to suffer. I really want to escape from the hospital. Made a call to Uber to wait for me at the ER door gate. I could not pull out all those things on my body. I could not get away from it. You know how painful it was for the catheter to be pulled out? It was bleeding, and the skin and the blood. Ooh. to have the endoscopy for the stomach and the colonoscopy and the CT scan, the operation, no food whatsoever. You're so weak. You have no energy at all. And the nurse told me, be careful when you go to the bathroom. Please don't scout. And the nurse said that as soon as you squat, when you go on the toilet, when you stand up, you would be really dizzy and you hit your head because there are walls all around you, and then you would bleed and die. There were many people who died in the bathroom, in the toilets like that. And you thought that was okay. Usually you could squat easily on the to sit on the toilet bowl. And then you get up, you squat, and you get up. You clean yourself. But once you squat at such a time, and there's nothing that you can hold on to, you would hit the wall next to you and bleed and faint even. And the nurse said she's been there for over 20 years and many people died from hitting the wall, hitting their head on the wall. So you can only bow, but your hands and your arms are so weak. So for Qing and for Qi were truly filial and help their dead clean the bottoms. When you're sick, it's really very pitiable, very pitiful. This is affliction. It's mentioned in the Surangama Sutra. The third kind of turbidities. Moreover, in your mind, memory and consciousness interconnect and form habits. From your nature arise knowing and seeing, and the six sense objects appear. Apart from the sense objects, there is no appearance. Apart from awareness, there is no nature. The appearances intertwine and falsely give rise to formation. This is the third layer called the turbidity of afflictions, or turbidity due to afflictions. You think about the past, your present, your future. That's affliction. Past, present, and future. That's afflictions. Those are afflictions. Look how healthy I was in the past. Before 80, I was very healthy. My body was very healthy. I never thought about my age. Just didn't come to mind. And once you enter the hospital, you start your afflictions. Your afflictions started. And luckily, it was just a growth. Had it been a cancer, and you had to undergo chemo, and what stage, you'll be in trouble. Of course, it would occur to you, if one grew, could there be a second one? Can the second one grow? Of course, such a thought appeared. And a few months later, you have another one.
又烦恼又来了嘛。
then your afflictions would start again.
然后你想到你的过去，
So by thinking about the past,
没有病，
when you were
没有
sick,
想到病，
before falling sick, you never think about it, the suffering of being ill. But once you fall ill and you have the suffering, then you start to be
还
afflicted.
有后遗症。
Now I'm okay, but I still have the after effects. And after the after effects are alleviated, will it happen again? You never know.
那个东西
Let me tell you,
药跟你的食物里面所
that thing was due to your diet, your food and
东
medicines
西就是从你的
and supplements.
你的药所产生的
So they all came from your food and medications and diet and your body compositions, constitution, the body constitution.
难保再来一个，
It's
会烦恼
hard to
过去。
say if there would be another one. So you're afflicted. So your past, present, and future are all your afflictions. That's called the turbidity of afflictions.
谁没有烦恼？
Anyone has no afflictions? I had asked this question earlier, and nobody said that they have no afflictions whatsoever. It's normal to have afflictions.
这个人白痴，
If you have no afflictions, you must be an
白
idiot.
痴的才没有烦恼。他
Because only idiots have no afflictions because they don't know anything.
所以众生就有烦恼。
So therefore, sentient beings have turbidity of afflictions. That's the
见
third.
着
Sakyamuni Buddha said the turbidity of calamities, turbidity of perceptions, and turbidity of afflictions.
就是你的烦恼。
These are your afflictions.
现在
Thinking about your past, present, and future.
未来我从来不去想，
I never think about my future.
现在也不去
Who
想，
cares? Even now, I don't think about it.
过去也不要去想。
There's not think about the past either. Then I've become an
白
idiot.
痴也好，
It's good to be an idiot.
白痴有没有感觉？
It's good to be an idiot. I don't feel anything.
什么都不管，
Then you don't care about anything.
我觉得这也是一个哲学。
This is also a philosophy. Don't worry about anything. Don't care about anything.
就是第
Philosophy. Otherwise, the third layer is called the turbidity of
又
afflictions.
如潮汐，
Further, from morning to night, arising and ceasing never stop. Your knowing and seeing always seek to remain in worldly existence, while karmic forces continually shift you through lands and conditions. Their appearances intertwine and falsely give rise to formation. This is the fourth layer, called the turbidity of sentient beings. All sentient beings have afflictions, and that's called the turbidity of sentient beings. Everyone has afflictions, no exception.
大家都一样。
Everyone is the same.
你看命运嘛，你看我们
Look at
看什么命运就好。
look at the faith and destiny. Let's not look at that. Just simply the fate. This is how the global situation now is.
住在伊朗的人烦恼吗？
Are the people living in Iran afflicted?
烦恼。
Yes, they are afflicted. They are amidst the war.
要通过那个海峡的那个游轮烦恼吗？
And all those ships trying to pass through the strait, they are afflicted because they
开
cannot
不开，要过不过，
pass, they cannot
要
open,
钱
They want money, they can't get what they want.
不停的轰炸。
And bombing all over, all continuously.
黎巴嫩的众生烦恼吗？
And those living in Lebanon are afflicted? Yeah.
现在在中东，
Middle East,
逃得居前不离。
they're running away in chaos.
我们弟子也有在中东的。
No peace of mind. We have disciples in the Middle East too. They stay there.
烦恼，
And we worry for them, and they are also worried.
还有未来的烦恼。
And afflictions of the future too.
我不谈自己的那个地方。
Let's not talk about my own place or my own homeland. That would be too sensitive.
以前的南越、北越，
In the past, the North and South Vietnams, or the North and South Korea, or the East and West Germany,
你看，不管怎么样子，
no matter what, there are many afflictions.
没有蚊子，我在
There are no mosquitoes in Seattle.
我们共产
Last night, someone made a dinner offering and said, no mosquitoes in Seattle. And I asked, are there mosquitoes in Singapore? Many mosquitoes, lots of mosquitoes in Singapore, but not in Seattle.
回台湾我就烦恼，
When I go back to Taiwan, oh, I'm afflicted because mosquitoes love to sting
每
me.
天一定要点蚊香，
Oh, I can't stand it. I have to lit the mosquito repellent incense and repellent sprays, and that's not good for the breathing, for the air, but
没有蚊子的烦恼。
I have no choice.
东南亚，我们这里很多东南亚，
So in Seattle, we have no afflictions about mosquitoes, but if you go to Southeast Asia,
不敢打
they are stung by the mosquitoes, and they said that because they are Buddhists, they don't dare to kill the mosquitoes, because when you kill mosquitoes, you're also
那
killing.
个 Om Mani Padme Hum，
You can chant Om Mani Padme Hum and tap.
往生净土，超生净出苦，
Be reborn in the Pure Land, leaving behind suffering. Om Mani Padme Hum.
哎呦喂，
Namo Amitabha. Om Mani Padme Hum.
哎，印度也是，
India, Southeast Asia, they all have mosquitoes.
这是众生浊啊，众生浊啊。
So that's the turbidity of sentient beings.
它是知见美玉流于世间，业海美长，运于国土，相指望成是第四种。
The fourth layer, turbidity of sentient beings.
把自己的国家变得很强、很大，
You all want your own country to become
几乎没有
powerful, and then to bully the less powerful and smaller countries, less powerful countries, and then the smaller countries, they just bully each other. That's the turbidity of sentient beings. Why don't you just give way, embrace, tolerate?
一定要这样争来争去。
Why don't we talk it out, negotiate? Why do we always fight with each other? And
这叫众生浊。
that's the turbidity of sentient beings. You and others in seeing and hearing,
见闻觉知，
seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing are all the same.
大家的见闻觉知没有什么不同。
The seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing of everybody is about the same. No, there's no difference.
众成隔业，如状异生。
Yet the various sense objects create separation, giving rise to differences without true form. In essence, there is mutual knowing. In function, there is mutual opposition. The balance between sameness and difference is lost. The appearances intertwine and falsely give rise to formation. This is the fifth layer called the turbidity of lifespan. It is predestined. Our whole lives are all predestined. As such, so the five turbidities completely enshroud your wondrous luminous true mind, because you focus on the turbidities on the surface, but the inner wondrous luminous true mind is completely concealed and enshrouded. The Buddha nature's been there all along, but it's all become defiled and turbid, just like dirt and filth put into pure clean water. It's become turbid. That's called the turbidity of lifespan, of the life, of the life. Everyone is like that. No one is awakened, is completely awake. And the higher position you are, the more powerful you are, the more befuddled you are. And just the commoners are more clear-minded. And Buddhists are more clear-minded. And the more powerful you are, then the more befuddled you are, the worse they get. They fight for benefits and money and power and status. That's all destiny. So predestiny, whichever country you're born into, isn't that predestined? Isn't that predestined? You don't like that country, but why were you born there? It's a thing. If you're born in Iran and you're an Iranian now, how would you be? Master Lien Yi went to school in Ukraine before, and he studied Russian, so he knows Russian. And he studied at the Ukraine University, or University of Ukraine, but the university is gone now. It's been bombed too. It's been destroyed, flattened. So university is still there? No. So you have no university anymore. And then you say that you graduated from college, but your diploma and the university is gone. He's a doctor, but the university is gone. He translated several books into Russian. Only the Russians can see. We don't, so we didn't publish them. So he graduated from a university in Ukraine, but his university now is gone completely. It's completely destroyed in wars. So that's predestiny. That's the turbidity of life or destiny. Turbidity. So human life is all about destiny. 5 layers of turbidities from the beginning. Sakyamuni Buddha said, the turbidity of calamities, the turbidity of perceptions, the turbidity of afflictions, the turbidity of sentient beings, and the turbidity of life or destiny. So 5 layers. And our world is called the evil world of 5 turbidities. 5 turbidities. And let me add, it's the turbidity of madness. And this time, every human is mad to some extent. They have some mental issues, more or less. You laugh for a moment and then cry the next moment. Isn't that madness? Because you can't control your own emotion, right? Because when you're touched, you feel like crying. So when you move, you would laugh. As long as you're not out of range, the mental patients is horrible. There are too many of them. Sometimes when it happens, they would go rampant and go crazy all over the place, carrying something, a knife or guns, killing people. There are many. So let me add one turbidity, the turbidity of madness. There's so many mental people. So as long as you don't go overboard, everyone has mental problem. It's not easy to be a human. It's not easy to be able to survive and to live on. It's really difficult. Dad asked Xiaoming, "Why are you fighting with your classmate?" And Xiaoming cried. And because they scolded me, I'm short. Then why did you hit his tummy? And Xiaoming said, still crying, because I couldn't hit any higher. He's too short, so could only hit his tummy, the other's tummy. Q&A. Does Nanhai belong to China? The answer, Avalokitesvara has lived there for many, many years. And how about the East Sea? And the Dragon King of the East Sea has lived there too. And the moon? Oh, that's the palace of Chang'e. And the sun? That's the inheritance from Hoi. And how about heavens and earth? It's opened by Pangku Gong. So the whole thing belongs to China. It's a joke. A politician visited the village and asked a villager, "What do you need?" And they replied, "We have two issues, two problems. One, we have a hospital, but we can't get any doctors." And the politician immediately made a phone call and then said and guaranteed the village head, the doctors will arrive here tomorrow. And what's the second problem? And the villager replied, all the villagers cannot receive any signal on the internet. Yeah, that's also a joke. Cannot receive any signal. When I was little, I asked the adult, when a person is very happy, and wait till you grow up, and after I've grown up, then I know that when you're young, you're the happiest. You're happiest when you're young. I also think that way. I'm happiest when I was happier when I was young, although my situations were not so good, but I did not understand what happiness is all about then.
我就是找了
And
魔鬼。
when the wife argued with the husband, she was very angry and said, I'd rather marry a devil better than you.
结婚，
And then the husband replied, no, you will never ever marry a devil because close relatives can't marry each other.
小明又来了，
And Xiaoming came.
师讲
The teacher
字
said,
中
in Han characters,
一定都有水，
the radical with the three dots mean water, like ocean, sea, stream, river, ocean, and how about desert?
老师讲不出话来。
The teacher couldn't say anything.
小明又讲
It's like the ocean of sand.
滚的，老师讲说你给我滚出去，
And the teacher said, get out of here. And Xiaoming said,
时候也没有看到水啊，
when I roll, I didn't see any water.
出去。
It's just get out. I mean, that's the Chinese
老师上
characters.
课叫小明起立回答问题，
And in class, the teacher asked Xiaoming to stand up and reply to encourage his courage.
我不会。
And Xiaoming was very soft and shy, saying, "No, I can't do it. Can't you just be a man?"
小明
And Xiaoming said,
大吼一声，
and then shout and hit the desk and said, like, "Your old man can't."
我们给你
Oh, money, bring me home.